Hi everybody, I hope that you're doing well today. Sorry I'm not in class with you today. I'm home with a sick kid. Hopefully you picked up a worksheet from the Flex Hall supervisor. If you didn't do that yet, why don't you pause this video and go get the worksheet. I want you to start by looking at this picture on your worksheet, the warm-up section of your worksheet. And I want you to see if you can figure out which angles match up between the two different shapes. One of the things I do want you to notice is that you have a similarity statement here. So it says that figure GHIJ is similar to figure MLKN. So what that's trying to show you is that G matches with M. So I'll give you that one to get you started. I'd like you to pause the video, see if you can fill in the other blanks, and then you can check your answers on the video in a moment. Okay, so let's check your answer. So we already said that G and M go together. The next one that we are going to take a look at is H. So you can see that H is second in the list, and so is L. So that means that H and L are going to go together. After that, we can see that we have I and K are going to go together. So I and K will go together. And then finally, that's going to leave J and N to finish out the problem. So we've got J and N here to finish out. Now, one of the things that can be a little difficult on this problem is at first it might seem like the two figures are just a translation of each other, but in fact they're really reflected. So if you look at that line of reflection, it's like there's a line right down the middle here, and they get reflected instead of translated. Next thing I want you to work on the worksheet is trying to figure out the zoom factor and then setting up a proportion to solve for the missing side length in this picture. Why don't you take a moment, pause the video, and go ahead and give the problem a try, and then after you've tried it, you can replay the video and see how it works. So first thing I want to mention is that here I have the zoom factor as 12/15. It's very possible that you decided to do 15/12 instead. The key thing for you to see here is that the 12 and the 15 are the sides that go together. And then you're going to use that same ratio when you set up your proportion. So since I decided to use 12/15, when I set mine up, the rest of my proportion was x/30. Now I want you to notice that 12 and x are in the same picture to start with. You've got the 12 and the x in the same picture. And then the 15 and the 30 are in the same figure as well. So you want to make sure that those are in the same spots on your proportion. When you cross multiply, you'll get your answer, which in this case is 24. Why don't you go ahead and give that second problem a try if you haven't already, and then we'll go over the answers. So first thing we're going to do is take a look at the zoom factor. I set this one up using the 49 and the 42. Just like on the last problem, it would be just fine if you did 42/49. It's also possible that you decided to match up some other sides as well. So I used the 49 and the 42. You might have decided instead, though, to use the 35. And if you look, 35 is on PQ. If you look at your similarity statement, that would match up with SR. So if you wanted to use 35, to go with that, you would use 30. So 35/30 would work, or you could reverse it, 30/35. When you do this problem, if you wanted to reduce these fractions, both 49/42 and 35/30 reduce to be the same thing. They both reduce to be 7/6, or you might have done 6/7 as well. So now let's set up our proportion. So we already said that 42 and 49 are going to go together. The next thing to figure out is the other two sides that go together. So we're left with 63 and 6x minus 6 going together. O and Q are the starting and ending letter. and then T and R are the same, so that's how I know those go together. So next thing I'm going to do is cross multiply, and after I cross multiply, I should get my answer. Okay, so I am going to cross multiply by doing 49 times 6x minus 6, and 49 times 6x is 294x, and then 49 times 6 is 294. And then next I'm going to multiply the 42 times 63 together. And if I do that, I get 2,646. So now I'm just going to go through and solve. I'm going to add 294 on both sides. And when I do that, I am going to have these cancel out. So I'll still have 294x. But then on this side, when I combine those, I get 2,940. So last step would be to divide. And if I divide, I get that x is equal to 10. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about your quiz on Friday. So your quiz on Friday is a formative quiz. It's on paper, and you can use your blue notes and your calculator as always. There's two main things that you're going to have to do. The first thing is to identify angles. So you're going to have to calculate how big some angles are and then give reasons. So some of the common answers that you're going to give for the reasons are things like vertical angles, alternate interior angles, and 180 degrees in a triangle. And then you're also going to have to figure out some missing side lengths, and you'll show your work for that part by either doing a proportion or Pythagorean theorem. We're going to do some practice for this on the other side of your worksheet, so you can go ahead and flip that over. And we're going to see if we can identify some missing angles to start with. I'm going to help get you started on this worksheet and then give you some time to work before you check your answers. So let's start by trying to figure out the measure of angle ABC. So if I'm going to try to figure out the measure of angle ABC, you'll notice that B is the middle letter, which means that that's my vertex. I'm starting at A, I am going up to B, and then I'm going down to C. So this angle at B is the one that I am trying to identify. And if you look at this picture, this is a nice one. It's just given right to us. It's that 77. So I'm going to fill in the first blank there with 77, and then my reason is given. The next one I'm going to try to identify is BCD. So C is my vertex, which means I'm going to be kind of focusing in on the angle at C. So BCD is going to be this angle down here. That angle is also going to be 77 because those two angles are alternate interior angles. So I'm going to go ahead and label this 77. And now I'm going to try to figure out angle CBD. So this B is my vertex, CBD is right here. So I'm trying to find this angle up here. Now you might notice that we have a triangle here, and we know 2 out of the 3 angles in a triangle. So the reason that we're going to use this time is 180 in a triangle. To calculate this, you can combine the 77 and the 40 together, which would be, 77, the 40 together, which would be 117. And if you subtract that from 180, you'll get your answer, which is 63. So this angle is 63. Now I would like you to take some time to try to fill in the rest of the answers for both the angle section and the side length section at the bottom. Pause the video, and once you finish the worksheet, you can start playing the video again to check your answers. All right, so I'm going to give you the opportunity to check your answers here. You can see there's a lot of answers that we use more than once. You know, we've got given on there several times. Those given angles are the angles that are just given on the picture. They're already written on the picture for you when you get your paper. Alternate interior angles is going to be a common one that you are going to see. You can see that I highlighted the lines that are parallel to each other. So we've got one set of lines in pink that are parallel, and then another set of lines in yellow that are parallel. Some of those angles are going to be alternate interior angles. We've got one pair of vertical angles in this picture, which comes up quite a bit in these kinds of problems. And then the last common one is knowing that a triangle has 180 degrees. So once you know two angles in a triangle, you can get the last angle by subtracting them from 180. As far as the side lengths go, you've got those 3 side lengths that are given to you, the 6, the 11, and the 4.5 that were already written on the picture. Those ones are just given. And then you're going to do either Pythagorean theorem or proportions. For the last blank here, I showed you how to do both. So you could either do a proportion or you could solve that one with Pythagorean theorem. All right, so for the rest of class, here's what I would like you to prioritize for today. First thing I would like you to prioritize is the formative team quiz that we worked on in class on Tuesday. You can work on that with the group that you worked with on Tuesday, or if you are sitting with other people today, it's fine for you to help each other out with that. Please make sure that you're helping each other and not just giving each other the answers. After you finish that, then homework 5 is definitely the assignment that is the most like your assessment that you are going to see on Friday. So I would highly recommend you take some time to work on that assignment today. Then if you still have time after that, you can work on other homework for chapter 3. I hope that you have a great rest of your day. I hope to see you in class tomorrow. Have a good day, everybody.